Today, we're going to be teaching you how to pitch a story to the media with Kristina Davies. Kristina is a DIY PR strategist. She's the best-selling author of PR for Anyone, and it's 100 plus affordable ways to easily create buzz for your business, and the #1 best-selling book, The DIY Guide to Free Publicity. She knows how to have no resources for hiring an advertising or PR firm and then be able to get herself out there. She's appeared in over 1,000 local and national news and media outlets, including the Steve Harvey Show, Dr. Oz, the Today Show, local affiliates of NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox. She's been in magazines like Forbes and Success, Entrepreneur Magazine, SiriusXM Radio, The Washington Post, and so many other places. And she's also a regular contributor on Good Morning Washington. So, Kristina, we're so excited for you to come on today and just share with us your formula. And I'm really excited because we did a training like this together a few years ago, and I still send that recording to people.
Oh.
Been a few years. So, we both have different hair now. It's time to update the conversation so that I can have a new one to send. Because I just love your strategies and how you teach people to utilize PR. So thanks for being on with us.
Yeah, no, this is great. I get super excited about this because it works. And when we first met, I was probably early on in all of this. So it was kind of like, I know it worked for me, but wasn't 100% sure. And now I knock on wood every time I say this, but it's been 7 years and nobody has ever called me and said, Kristina, I did everything you said and it didn't work.
Nice.
So it works.
It works. We're excited about it. So, the media is incredibly powerful for our business. And I think the inexperienced company, it's really expensive if you don't know how to go after it. Like hiring a PR person, that can be really pricey. Or if you call and pitch to the show and you pitch to the wrong department, they patch you in with the sales department. And then they're like, oh, we'd love to have you on. It's $5,000. And you're going, oh. So how can you kind of just start and share the formula for how to consistently get on media?
Yeah. And let me see if this shows up, if I can do it, because on the back of my book. So see that little triangle? That's what you want to follow. It's 3 steps. You want to be newsworthy, you want to create great hooks, and you want to find the right journalist. So you come up with a great story idea, and we can brainstorm those, and we can even take questions with people. I did this the other night for an hour. It was like, oh, I got good at this quickly.
Yeah.
And then hooks are your subject line. And then, of course, the right journalist. You don't want to send a business story to the food editor, kind of like they would patch you through to advertising. These people are busy. They're not going to forward your story for you. And being smart about it and having all the steps in place puts you light years ahead of your competition.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's break down each 3 of those. And I'm going to invite anybody who is in the chat right now that wants to be used as an example. Tell us what your business is and an idea that maybe you have, and then we'll let Kristina play with it. So, okay, we have a massage person. So how could we create a story around massage, and what would those 3 different steps look like?
Right. So the first thing, when you said massage, I think COVID. I can't get a massage.
Right.
So you've got to be smart about this with the television stations. When you pitch, you've got to know that they're not having guests in studio. So you could say, there are a lot of people who rely on monthly massages for their necks and their back. And I welcome the opportunity to come on and show them tips that they can do at home with
for pain management.
Rolling pin and I'm totally making things up, and a basketball and a tennis ball, all things that they should have at home. And your hook would be something along the lines of, I think just, home professional massages at home without the masseuse, something like that. And then the journal. So I envision that as a television segment because it's very visual. And I'm assuming you could do this, the massage person could do this with things at home. I just was making up I had a friend.
I kind of am tempted to go try to give someone a massage with a rolling pin. So,
well, when I was young, my girlfriend's grandmother used to have us use the rolling pin on her calves.
Really?
That's what made me think of that. I don't know if it's doable, but that's what I would do. And right now, it's so crazy the way things are. But I would just call a local newsroom, and you want to find one that has a morning type show for something like that. Don't pitch if they don't have one. And you're probably going to get an answering machine, which is unheard of in a newsroom. But what I'm finding is the answering machines are giving you an email address of where to email your story.
That's good.
And let me back up one step, why this is so important. So there's a term called newsjacking. And I was so honored to be able to interview David Meerman Scott a couple weeks ago about newsjacking. He's the guy who came up with this. He's like a guru in my space. But what newsjacking is you have a story, which is breaking news, which is COVID. And now we're kind of going down here. Now they want all the peripheral stories, but they still have to tie it in. That's still the biggest news going on for a while. But by tying it into people being home, and I don't know, I mean, there are a few states that are opening today, but I think it's still pretty blanketed that we're all on lockdown. So that's what I would do for the massage person.
Okay. Okay. So another one in here is a self-publishing strategist for small business owners.
I don't understand. They do
helping people, self-publish their books. So small business owners, helping them get their books out.
Again, so I heard the statistic that with everyone being home, you basically now have an 8th day because you're not traveling, you're not commuting. So using that 8th day to write your book.
Oh, that's good. And where would you put that? Because I just recently had someone reach out to me to write for American Express because they're looking for content for all the small business owners. So I would think that one, I could see that going well towards print media like Success Magazine, Fast Company. I think that would be good for Fast Company.
But you have to make sure you're pitching the .coms because magazines are 4 months out. So right now, and so for all of you who don't have a COVID related story, those magazines are not going to be cover to cover COVID in 4 months. They're just not.
Right.
So I can't remember what day it is, let alone what month. April, May, June, July, August. So we're talking end of summer into fall. So if you have a business that you can't tie in, look at editorial calendars of magazines and see what topics they're covering because they're printing those magazines now.
Okay. Good stuff. So, do you have any tips on how to come up with a good hook? I've been living in Georgia too long. Do you have any tips on how to write a good hit? Now I'm saying again, good hook.
Yes. So for your hooks, the easiest way to do this is when you're in the grocery store line, look at the magazine covers. Those are hooks. You know, they put those there for us to make an impulse purchase. My last magazine was $7. I did not know magazines were expensive anymore. I spent $7 based on the hooks on the front. You know, we don't have time to read the story. So those are hooks. And I think AARP is really, really good. I choke now that I get the magazine, but they really are good. You can Google AARP magazine covers and they will all come up and you can really see some good hooks.
Awesome. Okay, so what else do they need to know if they want to go out and start getting more PR for their business?
Just do it. Don't be afraid. But let's back up one step. This is really important. You need to have a good brand. And you don't have to be Coca-Cola. You don't have to be McDonald's, but you have to have good positioning. You've got to look good online. If you haven't updated your website since 1999, update your website. Be consistent. Make sure that what's on your website is on your LinkedIn and I'm a huge proponent of LinkedIn. Whether you actively use it or not, you've got to beef up that profile. Make sure it's good because with Google, when somebody puts your name into Google, which they are gonna do, a lot of times LinkedIn has more Google juice than even your own website does.
Mm-hmm.
So people will click on the first thing they see. So you want to do your great LinkedIn profile. Make sure, make sure your pictures are good. Don't, on LinkedIn, don't have a picture at happy hour or with your kids. It's not the place for that. And whatever platform you're on, and it could be one, which is fine. I'm also a big proponent of that. Do one platform really, really well. But you want to make sure that when that journalist puts your name into Google, which they are going to do, especially for television, that you check out, that you have a brand in place, that if you pitch a story about massage, if I put your name in, you better be an expert in massage. There should be content out there, a website. And so that's really important. And then the cool thing is, once you get some media, make sure that's out there too, and it's on your site, because it's almost like this new media outlet is using that media outlet to vet you. So if you are ready,
media attracts media, because then they can see what you produce. They can see the article, they can see the video, they can see that you know how to speak in front of a camera, and it helps them feel more comfortable. I completely agree with that.
Exactly. So they vetted you, and now you look good, and they feel comfortable putting you on, so that when their audience Googles you, it's all good.
I love it.
That's it. Have that brand in place. And we're all home. Spend a little bit of time right now. If you need to invest a little bit to get it done. Like I dove into LinkedIn. I know that's a really good platform for me. And I hired somebody and said, here's all my content. Tell me what to do with it. How do I stand out? Yeah.
Okay. So, you give such great content always, and I want to get you. So last time we talked, you didn't have the second book; you only had the first. So, where do we go to get connected, get the books? What comes next?
So here's the new book. It just came out. I'm so proud of it. Actually, #1 bestseller. So that was pretty cool.
Awesome.
I always joke when I do these, if you can't find me, I'm in big trouble. But KristinaDaves.com is the best place, and you can connect with me everywhere on there. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. I've got a PR challenge on there that'll pop up your first time when you come on the website. And you can see a lot of the stuff that I've done. You can see my television stuff on there. And it's the best place to find me.
Awesome. Well, Kristina, we're so thankful that you were able to come on and share with us today. So thank you for being on.